we have a new hero in this nation. And I thought that superheroes weren't real, but apparently they are. And it's probably somebody that you least expected. That's right. The superhero is a homeless man. He's more homeless than a speeding bullet. As a matter of fact, his superhero name is Homeless Man. Let's go ahead and watch the video.
Homeless guy defends girl from dying.
Way too close, and I'm standing between him and her right now until emergency services show up. Because if he gets too close again,
He says he's a cop.
This guy wants to laugh like the Joker, like so bad, man. Like he desperately wants to be the Joker. Nah, fam, you're the joke, not the Joker.
You're trying to bully her.
He's trying to sue me, nigga.
Then leave! Go! I'm not going with you! I'm not going with you!
Who are you?
Bro,
I'm not going with you!
Romantic to me. You move out of my way.
Yo, you got arms reach.
I'm not your girl!
You got arms reach. You got arms reach.
My mans can't take no for an answer. He can only take yes or maybe. Like if there was a Blue's Clues stamped right on his face, he wouldn't even be able to take the hint. And if this guy was watching Dora the Explorer, do you guys remember when Dora would ask questions? You know, there's a fork in the road, or maybe even you have to choose an item in the backpack. This guy would answer every single one of those questions incorrectly.
Stop! Stop! Don't...
I'm in jail. I'm going to jail, my friend.
Now things are gonna take a bizarre turn, okay? Because now, like, it's like we did a U-turn onto the wrong side of the road. This guy, he ends up getting into a very odd fighting position. I'm talking about a fighting position where he goes like really low, lower than his living situation. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna have to stop you right there, bro. What the fuck are you doing, man? Look, dude, you're gonna make me rage like a gamer with a broken controller. Why isn't your face covered? And why are your arms to the side or behind you? Your arms should be covering your face, prepared to block or strike in case this man tries to punch you. Your arms should be contributing the most in this standoff. Dude, every body part that belongs to this man is pissing me off. Because at this point, as a homeless man, you're not even begging for change. You're begging for a knockout.
You coming? Oh, you fucked up now, see? You fucked up now. You fucked up now, stupid.
No.
How stupid are you now? Who advanced it? Who advanced it? Who? You stupid.
Now the woman is protecting the man. Imagine you're in a situation where you have to protect your harasser. I mean, what world are we living in, right? I mean, yeah, she's kind of protecting the homeless guy, but at the same time, she's kind of inadvertently protecting the harasser. That's crazy, man. But considering the fact that he can't even fight because of that fighting stance, I don't know what that was. Most likely, this guy, if he was to get into an altercation, he'd probably be punching air, giving me the impression that he's from the Air Force. All right, so now the cops end up showing up, right? And I don't know what they do because the video ends up cutting off, but I would assume that perhaps this guy ends up just walking away free. They do nothing. And the reason why I say that is because the guy who was recording, he makes another post about like 2 or 3 days later, and it reads, "Unfortunately, I left right after the police showed up. For those of you that said that I should have helped, yada, 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 it doesn't really matter. What matters is what he said at the beginning of that post. Unfortunately, I left right after the police showed up." You left right after the police showed up. All right, for sure, man. Did you guys know that there was a new season of Wednesday coming? What the fuck were you thinking, bro? You walk away with the only piece of evidence that can help keep an eye on that guy? All right, you know what, man? Maybe I'm just being a little too hard on you, okay? Yeah, like, we all make mistakes, right? Sometimes I forget where I put my keys. I can understand that you walk away with evidence in your phone. Yeah, no doubt, man. We've all been there. Now, I thought that he was going to go into his comment section and explain to everyone that he went back to the officer to airdrop the video. But when I went to the comment section, there was no mention of it. If anything, there was comments of his terrible handling of the situation. And then there was this one comment here that really made my day. It read, "Bro did the homework, then just didn't hand it in." So there is no part 2. There is no extra clip. There is no behind the scenes. We got blue balled by the content creator really hard. Harder than any girl or guy has ever blue balled you. Can a girl get blue balled? It doesn't matter. The most important takeaway from this entire situation is that you go into these situations with a neutral mindset, okay? Do not choose a side. Just stand as a wall, and that's all you have to do, okay? You are not trained to de-escalate a situation like this, okay? Most importantly, you're not a cop, because there's probably certain rules that you're completely unaware of that you're probably going to make if you end up interfering physically. Don't do it. Don't choose a side. I also want to go ahead and provide some context as to what could potentially happen if you decide to intervene, which can have drastic consequences.
A TV weatherman pays a heavy price for being a good Samaritan. He was on a New York subway at 1 a.m. when he says he saw half a dozen teenagers hassling an elderly passenger. Klatt says one of the teens lit a joint and used the lighter to set the man's hair on fire. The outraged meteorologist says when he told them to knock it off, they turned on him.
They decided, all right, if he's not going to get it, then you're going to get it. And boy, did they give it to me.
So as you can see, they gave him a 1 and a 2. And trust me, that didn't equal 3. And just like an electron, they were charged. Negatively charged.
Cops arrested 3 teenagers, but they were not charged and were later released. And that's sparking outrage.
Yeah, so it's straight bullshit, man. You can see that even people who commit crimes sometimes don't even pay the price. So I want you to keep that in mind, because sometimes you'll throw yourself into this situation and you'll probably be the only one who comes out damaged or hurt or traumatized. So yeah, keep that in mind. And again, guys, the best option sometimes is just to call the police. Sometimes you don't even have to interfere. Just call the police. It's best. Otherwise, you're just gonna make the situation a lot worse. Anyways, I want to go ahead and leave you guys with that. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys learned something today.